Hit 300 in spring training. It's a fly ball to left field. Back is Hill to the warning track. To the wall, reaches up and can't get it. It bounces away from him. Bell is around second on his way to third. They're going to wave him home. Here comes the relay. They've got a shot. He can't hang on. And the Indians lead 1-0. I tell you, I am really surprised that they waved him home.
Well, welcome back, David Bell. An inside the park home run in his first at-bat coming back to Cleveland. And boy, the thing that made this, John, he was busting out of the batter's box when he hit that ball. I think the wind might have knocked it down a little bit. Hill went all the way back to the wall. As you'll see him jump, it goes off the wall, and they have to see he did not get all the way back to the wall. Jeff Newman being very aggressive at third base, going to send him, and on the transfer, on the relay throw, they come up empty. It is the Indians 1, Seattle nothing.
And then David Bell followed with a fly ball off the wall and left. It kicked away from Glenn Allen Hill, and he turned it into an inside the park home run. Oh, Kenny did not like that.
Well, and Randy just continuing to walk up and say something like he meant to do that.
Here they come.
He was saying that was a slider.
Now Piniella is going after Kenny Lofton.
Well, you see,
there's a lot of frustration.
Yeah, that is right on the Seattle Mariners part. Kenny, as Johnson was yelling at him walking in, that was a slider. And we've seen him throw a few balls and get away. And he was saying, hey, don't worry about it. And then it all started. And you're right, it's all stemming from frustration.
Well, Mike Hargrove making sure to get Kenny away. And here comes, look out over here. Is that Piniella again?
Yes, it is.
I tell you, Lou Piniella, when his fuse goes off, it's trouble. You remember him when he was playing?
Oh, absolutely.
The umpire's trying to restore order.
And that's the one thing you don't want to do is wake up a team when you've got them down and you've beaten them like that.
Well, the last of the Indians bullpen has finally made it to the center of the diamond, and then they'll have to turn around and go back. Now, the Mariners in the midst of a 7-game losing streak.
Well, here's a guy that is the stopper for this ball club. Anytime you know, it's almost unheard of when you got a guy as good as Randy Johnson that they've got a 7-game losing streak.
Good point.
And he's coming out tonight thinking, hey, I've got to go ahead and complete this ball game. He feels this is his game, and he's going to have to use both sides of the plate. We've already seen him miss many times to right-handers in that zone. Now the crew chief, Larry Barnett, had something to say to Lou Piniella. He's obviously going to talk to Mike Hargrove, and he doesn't have to go far because he's right there with Kenny Lofton.
Well, let's take a look at the pitch that started this. Real speed.
See, Kenny got up barking, and that's what Johnson didn't like. He came walking to the plate, and temper started to flare. They've got that straightened out, so this should be a whale of a game.
Well, there's going to be a few more minutes while we get all the bullpen people back where they belong. And now, Larry Barnett, the crew chief, has a word with Randy Johnson.
He's just trying to keep things under control, and it's a good job by Barnett to let everybody know what's going on and get them on the same page. Nobody likes to have a ball come in that close, but like intentional, no. He said it was a slider.
Now it goes again. Wilson grabs Lofton. That was not a slider.
Now that was intentional. He was just going to let him know he didn't like it.
Well, this time the bullpen's got here a lot faster, probably because they hadn't sat down yet. Now Sandy Alamo has been kicked out.
Now there's some severe barking going on.
Sandy is arguing with the home plate umpire, and he's been tossed.
Johnson's never left the mound. Sandy's had enough, and he was telling the umpire, go ahead, you've already worn both benches. Now he comes right back up and in.
Lupinella, you can see Sandy is still hot. And I think he's been kicked out.
Oh, he's gone.
He's going to get his money before he goes.
He's talking, he's chirping right to the home plate umpire, Ed Hickox, is what he's doing. He told him exactly what he felt.
Let's take a look at the two pitches that have started it all. And the Indians get hurt the most by it because they lose their catcher.
That was the first one. I think that was even closer to this one. You see where Wilson was. He was sitting down and away. And Johnson, obviously, he knows where he's going. He's got better control than that. That was a purpose pitch.
But he's not going to be ejected. Lofton is still working on the umpire.
You see, you've got to still, Mike Hargrove's still with Kenny Lofton, and he's trying to tell him to calm down. Now, we don't know exactly what the umpires told both managers, but that pitch right there is Kenny out. That may be Kenny that's out, and Sandy. And Johnson. Holy smoke.
Wow. Now, Randy Johnson
I did not realize that.
I only saw one.
What happened then, what tells me is he wore both benches, and when Kenny went back out, he got thrown out. Johnson was thrown out for the pitch up and in, and then Sandy was thrown out because I don't know if he realized what was going on. We got to see if we got enough players to finish this game.
Wow. Oh, what a nice start to a chilly evening.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, we may be here for a while because they're going to have to warm somebody up. And I'll tell you what, that's something that the Mariners desperately did not need.
Now, the Indians have lost their
thrown out,
but they've lost their leadoff man and their catcher.
But they get into the bullpen.
That's true. Early.
Now Lupinella has got to make a decision on who he wants to bring in. Well, those guys will be watching us on TV from in the clubhouse.
Now you can see Sandy is still hot. We've had 3 players kicked out in this inning.
Well, the sad thing is Bartolo Colon, you see him sitting right there. He has retired the first 9 hitters he's faced. He's been on fire. You don't want him to wait around, and he's going to have some kind of time to sit until they get another pitcher warmed up and then resume this ball game.
Now, Mike Hargrove is having his say now with the crew chief, Larry Barnett. There are many conversations all over the diamond down there. Well, the call has been made to the bullpen for the Seattle Mariners, but it's going to take a while, obviously, to get a pitcher ready.
Looks like it might be Wells coming in.